Hello everyone and welcome back to module 1 of Bootstrap. So in this session we will be learning about Bootstrap utilities. So let's begin. First we'll see border utilities, then we'll see width, height, how we can assign the width and height with the help of the classes and the utility provided inside the Bootstrap classes. Then how to add shadows and close icon into your web page. So let's begin. Bootstrap utilities. Use border utilities to add or remove an element border. Choose from all the border or at one at a time. So now if you want to add a border, you can use two, that is additive and subtractive. So these are two ways you can add a border or remove a border. Now in additive, the syntax goes like, let's see, I'm taking a notation. So for example, I want to add a particular border for my span tag. So simply I'll write span class equal to, in double quotation, we'll first write border. So when this particular syntax, that only single border, then the particular border will apply to the all four sides. We have studied this part in the CSS as well. If we provide a single particular border keyword or single particular border property, then it will apply borders to all the four sides of the element. Now if I add, or if I want to add my border only on top, simply in additive we will write border top. So here I'll just write additive. Okay. So now to add a border on top in additive way, we will write border top. That means that will indicate that now the border should be only given to the top. Then if you talk about the subtractive way, then the syntax works as span same, then class equal to double quotation border. Now if I want to assign borders, or if you want to assign the border only for particular top, bottom or left, right, or you want to delete the border from top, left and bottom side, so simply I'll write border. Now I don't want border on top, so simply border top 0. This particular keyword indicates that now my all the three sides, that is left, right and bottom, will have the borders, but only the top portion will not have border, or particular it will not assign any border effect to that particular top side. Why? Because we have given here border top equal to 0. So this stands for additive and this particular syntax stands for subtractive. Here in the additive you have to simply write border top if you want to assign some kind of border to any of the side. For example, now I have written border top, so it will assign border to the top and side. When we talk about subtractive, it will remove the border from top. If you have written somewhat border top 0, then it will remove the border from top and side. When we will do the practical implementation, you will understand this particular practical better. So I hope you have understood this both part, additive and subtractive. So let's erase this. And next part is border colors. Now change the border color using the utility build on our theme color. So utility builds are on theme color like primary, secondary, success, info, warning, danger. So we have studied all this particular part. Now we have studied how to give border outline to the particular buttons. The same way we have to assign border colors to the particular border effect on any element if you want to give the border. Next topic is border width. If you want to increase the border, so it varies from border 1 to border 5. So there are 5 range. You can pick from it border 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is the largest and this is the smallest border range which we have in Bootstrap classes. Next up is shadow. Use the shadow class to add shadow to an element. So if you want to add shadow to the element, you can just make use of the shadow classes. So your first particular part has no shadow, second has a bit shadow. So if you observe very nicely, you will see that there is a border, there is a slight border after the small shadow written. After that default border, if you write only simple shadow, then the default border would be this type, and if you want to create a large border, then it will create a larger space in your particular shadow. Next is width. Now set the width of an element with the W. You have to give keyword as W dash, and how much percentage you want to give your particular width, like 25%, 50%, 75, 100, or maximum width you want to assign. That means whatever maximum width for that element is assigned, that particular width will be considered as a element. Means the parent, if the parent width is 100%, then the element width will also be 100%, and maximum width also at the same time. Maximum width 100 means the particular div has 40% of width, then it will extend to that 40% of the width. So it varies from 25, 50, 75, and 100. Same way we have height. Set the height of an element with h. So here for width we use w, and here for height we will use h. Classes for h25, h50, 75, 100. Again, max height auto and max height 100. So likewise you can assign width and height to your elements. As you can see here, height 25, 50, 75, and 100% of height. The last topic when we come about utilities are use the close button. Now close button you have seen on many particular, you can use on pop-up, you can use inside your, but if you are visiting a particular web page, so you can use this close button to close that particular tab. You can close the button to close the program window. So in varieties of way we can use this close button, and here with the help of button close we can just simply assign the button close class inside a Bootstrap example. So let's start with the examples. Here simply we have taken a blank file and saved that file with .html extension. After that we will write simple HTML structure. We will copy paste the cdn link. So links are starting from here. So let's just copy paste. Okay. We will give title as Bootstrap utilities. Okay. After that, inside the body section, we will assign a div and class as container. So one container has been created. Inside this div, we will add a heading tag, that is h2, and we will again give the first topic which we are going to cover is borders. So I'll just mention border utilities. Okay. Now inside border, first we'll see adding, or that is additive and subtractive, how we can add or remove. So use the border classes to add or remove borders from an element. Okay. After that, we will simply take one more heading tag giving as additive, and now let's start giving the borders. So first I'll take a span tag, inside which we will make use of class borders. So simply we have used class borders, and then we'll save and let's see the output. So as you can see, there is no output. Why? Because we have not assigned any background color, or we have not assigned any height and width to this particular span tag. So here inside the head section, we will add a style tag, inside which we will first display as inline. So display inline block. So it will be displayed as inline. Okay. After that, we will assign width as. Okay. First, we'll write your span. Then let's go. With here, we will write 70 pixel. Height we will mention as 6 pixel, and margin as again 6 pixel. Then we will assign a background color to it. So background color. So here I am keeping very light hexa color, that is F5, F5 and F5. So this is a hexa code. So now let's save and let's see the output. So as you can see, okay, I'll just increase the height for it. So as you can see, my 60 pixel particular block has been displayed. And if you observe this carefully, our border has been displayed to the top. Sorry. Okay, first let's see about only borders. So you will see that we have borders on all the four sides of your span tag. Now, if you want to add only for top, so I'll just copy with this span tag and I'll just place as top. So see, because we have written display as inline block, so it will display as inline. That is, it will display in one particular line. It won't display one below the other. So as you can see in adjective, we have given as border top. So it has only displayed border on top. Same ways, if you want to give for bottom, so let's save, reload. As you can see, you will see as a bottom, and if you want to add left, right, so simply we will just again copy paste this both the part, and here will mention right and here will mention left. So simply as you can see, we have got, okay, see border start and border end, because we have seen that inside a bootstrap we need to, if you want to align a text or if you want to give a border outline or button outline, we use start for the left hand side and end for the right hand side. So simply same we have to use here as well. So as you can see, left and right has been displayed here. Our next topic is subtractive. So simply I'll just copy paste this span with the heading tag and we'll paste this down, and we will change the heading as subtractive, and here now let's save and let's see the output. So as you can see here, you will see the same output. Now I don't want my border to be displayed only on top. That means I want to remove border from top. So simply I add border top 0, reload, and 1 second. Okay. When we talk about the subtractive part, first we have to add here keyword as border, and then we have to add border top equal to 0. So let's see. So as you can see, now border top has been become to 0. Again, we have to add here a keyword as border. First the keyword border, then border top or bottom equal to 0. So as you can see, now my border bottom has become 0. So likewise, you can do for both left and right 0, and here also we will add border keyword, and at the end we will press as 0. Save and reload. So as you can see, my all the borders, my top border has been removed, bottom, left and right has been removed. So likewise, with the help of adjective and with the help of subtractive tags or subtractive classes, we can add or remove borders from your particular span tag or bootstrap classes. Now, if you want to add, our next topic is border color. And now, if you want to add the color to your border, so simply here we will take one more heading tag, or we'll just remove this particular. Okay. And here we will take as one more heading tag. We'll just remove this particular paragraph as well. H2 border color. Then inside this span tag, we will again mention as class equal to border primary. Let's save and let's reload this particular page. So as you can see, my border primary has been applied to my span tag, or you can say a border color has been applied to your border. So likewise, simply we have to use the keyword border. Then if you want to design any element, then simply again take that keyword border and then primary. This we have seen for text colors, for div background colors, for outline colors, button background colors. So we have now we are familiar with the particular syntax. Simply you have to write the keyword whichever we want to apply borders, and then with that we have to continue with border primary. Then if you want to assign for secondary, the simply will again copy paste this span tag. We will mention here as secondary, same as success, warning, and so on. Here simply we have to mention success, warning, save, and let's see the output. So as you can see, my particular primary, secondary, success, and warning color has been displayed. So likewise, you can assign info, light color, dark color, and all other colors which we have learned inside the contextual color classes. So this was all about border colors. Our next topic is border width. So again, now we will take the same example and just will assign the border width to a particular element. Now here is border primary. Again, I have want to assign a border. Simply I'll write border. Now what width I want to assign? I want to assign width as 2. Simply I'll write 2. Let's reload. And as you can see, my border width has changed to 2. So simply for first, we will keep as 1. Then for secondary, we will keep as border 2. For success, we will keep as border 3. For warning, we will keep as border 4. And we will just take one more span tag and assign as border 5, and we'll change this to input. Okay, so simply for assigning the border width, we have to write the keyword border. First we will write border, after that we'll write border 1. So if you want to assign, or if you have any confusion how to assign the border width, if you don't have the color to be assigned, see, simply have to take one span tag. Inside the class we will have to mention first class as border, and then again we have to write the keyword border and then assign the size or pixel for your border. So same, reload. So as you can see, my width 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 has been displayed. So border width differs from 1 to 5. So it has range from 1 to 5. So likewise, you can assign the border to your particular element. Our next topic is shadows. Let's erase this particular content. We will change the heading as shadows. Okay. After that, we'll take a paragraph tag. Use the shadow tag. What does shadow tag do? So shadow class to add shadow to an element. Okay, simple. After that, we will take a div tag, assign class as shadow. Now first we will assign shadow as none. So shadow none. If you want to add a paragraph, so here I am adding a padding of 4 pixels, so P4, and I'll add margin bottom as again 4 pixel, and background color we will add as light. Save. So now if you want to add a padding, or if you want to add a margin bottom or any kind of this characteristics or properties, simply we can use the shorthand properties like padding is displayed with the help of P, bottom margin, bottom top. So bottom margin is MB, bottom top is MT, bottom left right is L and R. So likewise you can display and you can give all the colors to your background and so on. Let's save and let's see the output. As you can see, my particular shadow heading has been displayed, paragraph has been displayed, and a particular div has been displayed. Now I have given shadow as none, so there is no shadow. If you want to assign a small shadow, we will simply write shadow SM. Let's reload, and you can see you have a small shadow inside the div or outside the div of the particular element. So you can see here and observe there is a small shadow. If you want to assign a large shadow, so simply we have to mention LG. Sorry, here simply will mention large, that is LG, and you will get a larger shadow effect. And if you want to keep as default shadow, simply we have to write a shadow reload, and this is the default shadow type. If you want to observe the difference between all the four shadow types, simply we'll just copy paste this div. So first would be simple shadow, then we'll assign as small, then we'll assign as large, and then we'll assign none. Okay, let's save and let's see the output. So as you can see, my default shadow, my smallest shadow, my larger shadow, and my none shadow. So as you can see, there is difference between the small, default, and large shadow. So likewise, you can assign shadow, or if you want to remove the shadow, you can simply assign the class as shadow none, and you can assign the shadow. Our next topic is width. So simply we will again erase this div. Again, we'll take one heading tag. We will give as width. Then again, we'll take a div tag. We will assign class as width 25. And we will assign background color as warning. Save and let's see the output. Second. Here we have not mentioned any content, so we are not getting the output. So simply we'll write 25% with 25%. Reload, and you can see our bit 25% has been displayed. Likewise, we will just copy paste this div tag one more 2 to 3 times. Your first is bit 25, then we'll assign width as 50, then let's assign width as 75 and 100. So as you can see, my 25 here, okay, here also will assign or change the values 50, 75 and 100% width. Save and reload. So as you can see, my 25, 50, 75 and 100% width has been displayed with the help of the Bootstrap class, that is W25. So simply you have to write W25 and you will get all this particular part when you are writing or assigning bit to your element. And next is heights. So simply we will add an heading tag here, that is H2, and we will mention as heights. We will take one more div tag here, or simply we will just erase this with save. And for this div, we will take a div and assign style as height 200 pixel, and we will assign background color as hexa value as DDD. After that, inside this div, or we can assign this styling part for our main container div as well. So simply I'll just copy paste here only. Okay, and we will erase this div. Then we will take one more div and we will give class as H25 and we will assign D align to it. So D display align as inline log. So we can simply go to the style tag and give the internal CSS, or we will give a shorthand property that is display inline block. We will give padding as 2% or 2 pixel and BG color again we'll take a 1. Save and let's see the output. As you can see, we have got a height as 25%. If you write here that is height 25. So as you can see, my height 25 has been displayed. Same way, we will just copy paste this height, that is div tag 2 more times, and we'll here add as 50. Then we will add as 75 and then 100. Here also we have to make changes here as 50, 75 and here we'll mention as 100. Save and let's see the output. So as you can see, my 25, 50 and 75 has been displayed. Now this particular block has gone to the downside because this is a half window. If you do the full window, you will see the output on the one particular line. So this was all about the height. Our next and last topic for this session is close icon. So simply I'll remove this height part. We will again take a heading tag and we will assign as close icon. Here, after that, we will take a paragraph tag or we can simply take as div and we will apply classes clear fix. Inside this div, we will assign a button. Type we will mention as again button. After that, we will give class as close. And then we will mention here at rate or and types. Okay, semicolon. Let's save and let's see the output. So as you can see, my close button has been displayed here. So likewise, with the help of this close, that is close class, we can simply add a close button to your web page or any kind of div or sessions you want to assign. So I hope you have understood this particular utility part of this Bootstrap. Thank you.